This is News 25 with Deanna O'Donnell and Unette Gentry. News 25, local news you can count on. News is brought to you by J.K. Nelson Law. Call 727-9900 today for your free consultation. If you need a lawyer, you need Nelson. This segment of the news is brought to you by Silver State Health, bringing quality medical and psychiatric care to Pahrump. Call 775-505-1214 for an appointment.
Welcome to KPVM-TV and Ace Country Radio. I'm Deanna O'Donnell.
And I'm Unette Gentry. It's Thursday, December 3rd.
All right. Well, Governor Steve Sisolak held a press conference yesterday to update Nevadans on preparations underway to a possible next week release of COVID-19 vaccine. The governor also stated that trends are not going in the right direction to mitigate the spread of the virus, despite the statewide pause announced before the Thanksgiving holiday. The governor shared a statement sent to him by the White House task force.
Quote, "We are in a very dangerous place due to the current extremely high COVID baseline and limited hospital capacity. A further post-Thanksgiving surge will compromise COVID patient care as well as medical care overall. The rate of COVID spread is increasing in Nevada. Engage local leaders to demonstrate the effect growing cases will have on hospitals and overall patient care if Nevadans don't change their behaviors. All states and counties must flatten the curve now in order to sustain health systems both COVID and non-COVID emergencies need. New orders put in place by the governor should result in a rapid decrease in transmission if compliance with those orders are high. To summarize, if directives and mitigation measures were followed over Thanksgiving and continue to be followed, the White House believes we should see a decline. One more time, these are directly from the White House. So if you aren't inclined to believe me, hopefully you'll listen to them."
The governor went on to introduce Shannon Bennett, Nevada Department of Health and Human Services Immunization Program Manager, who explained the tiered distribution of the vaccine.
Our framework of priority populations begins with those at the highest risk for contracting COVID-19 and those who we are all depending on to take care of us, our critical infrastructure workforce in hospitals and medical facilities. Tier 1 also includes other medical provider types, correctional facility staff, and law enforcement. Of this first vaccine allocation, a portion will also be set aside for CVS and Walgreens, our pharmacy partners, who will work to vaccinate members of our vulnerable population who work and reside in long-term care facilities.
Due to expected side effects of the vaccine, most likely a sore arm and low-grade fever, not all Tier 1 recipients will be vaccinated at the same time. This will help to ensure that these side effects will not place staffing shortages in these essential areas. The governor concluded the press conference with recommended safeguards reported by the White House.
The COVID risk to all Americans is at a historic high. It must be made clear that if you are over 65 or have significant health conditions, you should not enter any indoor public spaces where anyone is unmasked due to the immediate risk to your health. You should have your groceries and medications delivered. If you are under 40, you need to assume you became infected during the Thanksgiving period if you gathered beyond your immediate household. Most likely you will not have symptoms. However, you are dangerous to others and must isolate away from anyone at increased risk for severe disease and get tested immediately. If you are over 65 or have significant medical conditions and you gathered outside of your immediate household, you are at significant risk for serious COVID infection. If you develop any symptoms, you must be tested immediately, as the majority of therapeutics work best in early infection.
And a crash Wednesday evening caused some delays for motorists traveling around Highway 160 here in Pahrump.
Pahrump Valley Fire and Rescue, Nye County Sheriff's Office deputies, auxiliary units, and Nevada Highway Patrol all were dispatched to a 3-vehicle accident on Wednesday night in front of Walmart. The accident occurred on Highway 160 near Frontage Road. All three vehicles crashed into each other and landed in a ditch near the roadway. Some of the occupants self-extricated through their car windows. The crash was between two pickup trucks and a sedan. Pahrump Valley Fire and Rescue checked out all occupants on scene who declined at the time of the crash to be transported to local medical facilities. Nevada Highway Patrol is investigating the cause of this accident.
All right, KPVM News will be right back.
You're watching News 25, the most recognized and farthest reaching local news in Nye County. News 25, local news you can count on.
Welcome back. Well, President-elect Joe Biden prepares a to-do list for tackling China tariffs. Hiring slows down in October, and Ford sees a sales tank in November.
Topping our news, tariffs imposed by the Trump administration on China will remain once President-elect Joe Biden takes office. The New York Times reports that Biden will first review the U.S.-China agreement, develop a coherent strategy with U.S. allies, and then build a bipartisan plan for investing in America. Hiring slowed down in November. The ADP jobs report shows companies hired 307,000 workers last month. That was below the 475,000 economists predicted. American Airlines is hoping to boost confidence in the revised Boeing 737 MAX this week. The airline is flying top executives and reporters on that jet that has been grounded for 20 months. Ford sales slipped. The automaker reports November sales tanked 20.9%. It was mostly due to low numbers of its F-150 pickups available at dealerships. Ford was forced to shut down plants during the pandemic.
Thanks so much, Angela. And turning back now to local news, item number 6 on the Board of County Commissioners' agenda is general public comment. At the December 1st meeting of the BOCC, the public had comments and questions regarding the Thanksgiving weekend arrest of Nye County Commissioner Leo Blundo.
Blundo was arrested on November 26 for misconduct of public officer, attempted misconduct of public officer, unlawful commissions, personal profit and compensation by a public officer, and other violations by a public officer amounting to 2 felonies, a gross misdemeanor, and 2 misdemeanors. Public comment at the meeting gives attendees and those on the phone 3 minutes to express their opinion. Blundo received both scolding and support at the December 1st meeting.
Now, as everybody knows, you're innocent until proven guilty. He has the same rights as everybody else, but you have become an embarrassment to the county, to the people of District 4. I would like him to resign so the governor can appoint somebody to fill the position that maybe will do this without the baggage and the problems. The other question I have is for the district attorney. Thought you were going to get off dog-free. On the way this was handled, Mr. Blundo gave himself up at 4 o'clock in the morning, but served no jail time.
Generally, when you get arrested, you can bail out right away if you have the resources to do that. So it is common for people to get arrested and to be bailed out almost instantly. But I didn't have anything to do with this, and I referred it to the Attorney General, so I don't have any other comment.
I'm here in support of Commissioner Blundo. I have watched and listened to him for over the past 2 years. He is obviously very well prepared on all agenda items. He asks the hard questions that should be asked. About 2 months ago, I was talking to him about the CARES Act, and I specifically asked him, as a small business owner, if he had lost money because of the close down. And he said he had. At that time, I said, you definitely are one of the people that I want to see covered by something like this. In other words, get some CARES money. He has always come out when something is involved about liquor, that he has a liquor license. In our town, we've had several times when issues have come up about whether somebody should recuse himself. I think he might have made a mistake in not recusing himself, inadvertently not knowing that he should. I also think that if any one of you commissioners felt that he should have recused himself, that you would have spoken up and said so. Again, thank you very much. I am very impressed with how you've handled yourself, and you've always been there for the little guy, the little business, as well as the big business.
Blundo addressed the accusations at a press conference held on November 29th, stating that he plans to vigorously defend himself and will continue to participate in the Board of County Commissioners meetings as he was elected to do. Blundo will appear in court for arraignment on February 1st. You can find the entire declaration of arrest for Commissioner Blundo on our local Pahrump Facebook page.
And we have an update to the last COVID-19 positive cases from yesterday. There was 2 confirmed deaths related to COVID-19. Both are residents of Pahrump. Also, there is a reported death of a former Tonopah resident that has been removed from the county's totals by the state due to updated residency information. There are 16 new COVID-19 positive cases reported and confirmed since yesterday's emails. All of those cases are here in Pahrump. Overall, there's 1,369 confirmed cases of COVID-19 positives. And if you want to get tested, Serenity Mental Health has partnered with Nye County to provide a drive-up COVID-19 testing, and that is happening on Monday night from 7 p.m. until 9 p.m., Wednesday and Friday, 7 a.m. till 9 a.m., and that's at their location, 2280 East Calvada Boulevard, number 301. People line up in the Calvada eye for testing.
And after this break, we're telling you how to build COVID-19 precautions into your holiday celebrations. We'll be right back.
You're watching News 25, brought to you by Mountain West Lawyer, Injury Attorneys, 727-9500. News 25, local news you can count on. News is brought to you by Canyon Ridge Periodontics. Give them a call at 702-966-0302.
Welcome back. Well, as COVID-19 continues to spread, get-togethers, shared meals, and travel carry extra risk for those we love. Erica Foreman has more on the safest way to celebrate this holiday season.
Holiday celebrations will look and feel different due to the pandemic. Cleveland Clinic's Dr. Joseph Cabaza recommends erring on the side of caution when planning festivities this year.
Being as safe as possible, there's very little downside to that right now. And that guilt that can occur if your event led to a loved one getting very sick, I mean, that's tough, and that's something, if the loved one does not recover, can certainly weigh on groups of families long after the pandemic is gone.
If you're planning a holiday gathering, it's best to limit guests.
Large family settings are going to have the potential to be events that lead to transmission of infections unknowingly. So I think my main advice is to try to keep them pretty small.
Parties often prompt laughter and spirited conversation, which generate more respiratory droplets. To reduce virus transmission risk, social distancing of at least 6 feet between guests, good ventilation, and masking is recommended.
That's a tough sell, to wear a mask at family gatherings or perhaps in your own home. But it's really an extra precaution to protect the most vulnerable.
Gathering virtually may be the best way to go for families looking for a way to connect that's sure to be safe.
That would be the main way to try to feel like you're still together as a big group, still able to laugh with each other and see each other smile and wish each other well. And then also in those times, there's going to be less cleanup also at whoever's hosting. So that's another positive.
At Cleveland Clinic, I'm Erica Foreman.
And an event held recently at the Pahrump Valley Historical Museum is a precursor to what's happening this weekend.
Well, today we just had a car show. We had 36 cars show up from the Las Vegas Muscle Cars and also from the Pahrump Valley Cruisers. Well, we had a raffle today. We had the Pahrump Valley Days also had a raffle today, or at least they're selling pre-sale tickets to the rodeo and to the raffles for the guns that they have that they're raffling off for the February deal they're having on Pahrump Valley Days. So this was to raise money for the veterans and for the museum. Today was a pre-party just to kind of work out the bugs with the sound systems and things like that, so I can get that dialed in. And then of course raise some money during that time. And then also it was to prepare for the 5th. So because on December 5th, we're bringing in a massive all-day event that starts at 1:30 and ends at 11:30 p.m.
News 25 WeatherCam is brought to you by Lerner and Rowe Injury Attorney's Office in Pahrump. In a wreck, need a check? Call 702-877-1500.
Hey, check this out. Do you know what this is? This is snow. It's happening on top of Lee Canyon. In fact, they're getting the slopes ready to go. Spring mountains are coming to life, and ski season will be starting at Lee Canyon and Mount Charleston real soon. In fact, December 11th is when it's scheduled to start. Ride Local Card Complimentary Week is December 14th through December 20th. So we'll get some local discounts, and that'll be fun. Why don't you check out Facebook? It's a great place to check in on Lee Canyon, and Go Mount Charleston is on Facebook, and all the details. They've got some updates for COVID, some updates for parking, and it's better to get it early before you go when you get up there, because there's no cell coverage up there, all right? So that's the word from the street, and we'll tell you about the weather here in Pahrump and the rest of Nevada when we return.
News 25 weather is brought to you by Dairy Council of Nevada. The splash of cream in your coffee, the dollop of sour cream on your burrito, the melted toasty cheese on your pizza. Undeniably delicious, undeniably dairy. Enjoy what's real.
Hi, good evening, Nevada. It's John Corliss from the KPVM Channel 25 Weather Studios. Today we're celebrating Rick Mears' birthday, NASCAR legend, also Ozzy Osbourne's birthday, and the first time the 45 record, the 7-inch RPM, you know what I'm talking about? So to celebrate the day correctly, you need to listen to old music, have a bat kebab, and drive real fast. And that's what we're going to do. All the way up to Fernley, 48 degrees for a high today, 18 degrees for a low in Fallon. You saw 49 degrees for a high today. 12 degrees will be your low tonight. Put on a sweater. It's getting downright chilly out there. Carson City, 52 degrees for a high, 21 for a low. And in Tonopah, we saw 46 degrees as your high mark today. Low water mark will be 13 degrees. Ooh, boy, you're getting kind of chilly up there. Goldfield, same kind of story, 46 and 13. You match Tonopah exactly, your weather twins. In Beatty, you're looking at 58 degrees for a high mark today, 27 for a low. Amargosa, 61 degrees for a high, 29 for a low. And in Las Vegas, boy, the waters of the Bellagio might even freeze tonight. 58 degrees was your high. 32 is the low temperature tonight in Death Valley. Actually, kind of sporty and wonderful. 68 degrees for a high today, 40 for a low. Let's look at the Paradise Pahrump, currently 49 degrees. 57 was our high mark today. Felt good. Southwesterly winds to 6 miles per hour. 14% humidity, and that'll pick up towards morning. But the sun rose this morning about 6:38 and set about an hour ago at 4:28 p.m. We'll miss the daylight as it goes on the wane, but we're losing very little at this point. We'll pick up more December 21st. We'll look forward to that. Low tonight, 28 degrees. Easterly winds to 4 miles per hour as the humidity increases to 20%, and that's going to do no harm. I'll tell you what, look at this week coming up. Temperatures stay reliably in the low to mid 60s on the high mark. We're going to pick up some clouds Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and the lows are going to be picking up from freezing temperatures to just a titch above freezing, and maybe as much as 40 degrees comes Tuesday and Wednesday. Should be a glorious week ahead, and we'll look forward to that. And back to the desk, it's Unette and Deanna.
Have a great night. We'll see you tomorrow.
All right. Enjoy your first weekend of winter in December.